Hello everyone, this video is a response to Garrett's video, A Message to the Men's Rights Movement. My aim in this video is to prove why the anti-feminism within the men's rights movement is valid, expected and necessary. I'm sorry if I come across as patronizing in this video, but I want to explain things from the ground up in an easy to understand way. My first point will be on domestic violence. I'm not going too in depth, lots of other people already have and have done a much better job explaining it than I will. I will link some of this content in the video description. The most common model of domestic violence seen today is known as the Duluth model. This model was developed in the 1970s by feminist activists who applied their theory of patriarchal oppression to domestic violence. This model posited that DV was sexually directional, with overwhelming majority of victims being female and overwhelming majority of perpetrators as male. The problem with this theory is that it does not match any valid evidence. All of the studies on DV have proven that it is generally reciprocal, with women actually expressing more violence in their relationships. For example, lesbian relationships have a high level of violence compared to straight relationships, while gay male relationships have a lower level. Feminists have managed to enshrine the Duluth model into law whilst intimidating and blacklisting anyone who produces evidence against their patriarchal paradigm. My second point will be on child custody. Feminist organizations like NOW have had a history of opposing shared equal parenting and family law. Recently in Florida, a bill that guaranteed default shared parenting passed the government with huge support from both Republicans and Democrats. NOW decided to come in and lobby against this ruling, and they succeeded. On a side note, I find it very interesting how feminists have fought for patriarchal values to be kept in the law system. The idea of a woman staying at home and taking care of children while men provide for them is a patriarchal value, right? Now, my point of all of this is to demonstrate that feminism is the cause of many of the problems facing men today. It's the reason why many men cannot find help if they are abused. It's the reason why there are preteen boys who are forced to pay child support for the adult woman who raped them. It's the reason why many men commit suicide over not being able to see their children. This is a huge issue, Garrett, and for you to ignore this and claim that the anti-feminism and the MOM is just toxic bullshit is extremely ignorant and dishonest. The issue is your logic on something else. Would you claim that the gay rights movement's opposition to Christian values in the law system was just toxic bullshit? Would you? Because you must if you want to be logically consistent. The reason why the LGBT movement was against Christian values in the legal system was because that was one of the main reasons why homosexuals couldn't get married, or they were considered subhuman pedophiles that needed therapy. Just like how MRAs are anti-feminist because many of the problems facing men today have been caused by feminists. So naturally the MLM is going to be anti-feminist. It must be anti-feminist for it to do anything. How can MLAs achieve their goals without being against the cause of many of men's problems? Could you please explain how? Seriously. Without dismantling the influence of feminism in the legal system, the MLM can do little to nothing in achieving its goals. I eagerly await your response.